Welcome back, everyone.
What is up, you guys?
What's up, you guys?
Hey guys, welcome.
Welcome to VGRx, Video Game Pharmacy, your weekly dose of video game news and knowledge. And
Welcome to another episode of VGRx, your weekly dose of video game knowledge, know-how, news, and anything else we decide we want to talk about that day.
Thanks for joining us again. Welcome to VGRx. This is your weekly dose of video game news and insight.
To Video Game Pharmacy, your weekly dose of video game news and banter.
The pharmacy is now open.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of VGRx, your weekly dose of video game news, knowledge, and know-how.
Why are you pointing at me?
I don't know. I just felt like I had to point to you.
You didn't introduce me yet. I can't just start talking, but I did.
You did.
Yeah.
So you brought it to yourself.
It's true.
That was Brittin you just heard.
That's me.
And then we have Zach over
Hey,
here.
yo.
And I am Scott. And as always, we're here to talk about video games and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
But first, before we get too out of hand, I asked the question last. I asked the question.
You
last
asked
week.
it. Yeah, you asked
Yeah.
the question. You
I'm a-
took a hold of the trivia.
I'm a pretty big deal. What can I say? We're gonna. I feel like we always get off topic before we actually answer the question.
No, yeah, I
Never.
feel like it's
But
really good. I was thinking about that today. Like, if we
intro
go straight into trivia.
to trivia.
This is our trivia, and then we can mess around all we want.
Yep.
Let's
Even
do
though we
that.
just got sidetracked.
Yeah, we're sidetracked again.
So my question last week was, when did Google acquire YouTube? So like, you don't have to give me the month. If you want to guess that, you can, but the year.
I gave you the year.
Yeah, what was the
Yeah,
year?
same.
I think I said 04.
Okay.
I said 09.
Okay. You're both wrong.
How wrong?
Zach was way closer than
Whoa.
you.
Hey,
okay.
I'm smart.
It was hang on, let me open my phone here real fast.
1987.
November 13th, 2006.
Okay.
They actually acquired YouTube in
That was the-
79. We
He
just
was
didn't know
1
about
year
it.
closer.
Yeah, he was, but he
Said
wasn't
was
over
way
like you.
closer. Yeah, that's true.
So
You said when?
Disqualified.
he said 09.
No, you said when.
When did I say what?
What year did they acquire YouTube?
Did I stutter when I said it the first
No,
time?
I was just talking. I didn't hear
Just
you.
tell him. It was 2006.
Yeah, it was 2006. November
Okay.
13th.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Why'd they do that anyway?
Why?
Yeah.
Man, when you see the potential of $1 billion company, wouldn't you jump on it?
A
Yeah, I
booming
guess you're right.
platform.
Yeah, it's...
Google was already pretty big then, right?
Guess how much... just a little fun question. How much did they buy YouTube for?
Oh, that is a fun question.
Yeah.
You should have added that to the trivia.
I know, I should
That's
have.
real
It's a
good.
way better question.
1.1 bill.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how big YouTube was in 2006. 800 million.
Wow. Zach, you're on fire.
Hey.
It's $1.65 billion.
Hey,
That's
I was
pretty good.
J-
What,
and-
5 mil? Oh,
Uh,
500 mil?
Yeah, you're about 60.
Oh, I can't do math.
And let
I'm
me just-
impressed.
when did YouTube start?
Ooh.
We're going down the trivia rabbit hole.
No, I
today.
know, but I'm just curious. Okay, well, to put in perspective,
Mm-hmm.
Google bought them for $1.65 billion.
Right.
YouTube just came out the year prior.
Wow. Okay.
So 2005, February 14th, 2005 was when YouTube was founded.
Dang. If
so-
I knew that, I would have gone lower and been even more wrong.
Yeah, so just put that in perspective. It took 1 year for Google to realize that this was a company that they wanted, and they
Yeah.
bought it, and clearly it has worked out for them.
Yeah, you
really.
can't really turn down 1.65
No,
million.
you can't.
No.
And you also, I mean, they obviously saw the benefit that YouTube had, and just think about how much revenue YouTube brings in daily.
Well, yeah. Now.
I know now, but like even when it starting out, like people weren't getting paid for doing YouTube videos, but just think now of from when they started to now how much money they bring in
Oh, yeah.
daily.
Yeah. It was a good
Tons.
acquisition.
Tons
Clearly.
of money. Anyway, now you know how we were saying we shouldn't get off track?
Yeah.
We just got off track.
We're off
No
track.
way, dude.
So I know, crazy,
This
right?
is great.
But hey, let's kick it into the news. I feel like this is a good point to start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do
Sure.
you want to start with, Scott?
Oh gosh, why are you gonna put the
Decisions.
pressure on me?
Decisions.
Ooh.
Because I actually put something on the document, but there was something else I really wanted to talk about, which was Disney reviving Lucasfilm games.
Really?
Yes, that's right. That's good.
I am in love with the older Star Wars games before EA got a hold
Give
of
us
them.
some specific names. X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Republican
Oh my
Commando.
Yeah, dude, Republic Commando.
That's not an older Star Wars game.
Yes, it
Uh,
is. Are
When
you
I think
kidding?
when I think early LucasArts, I'm thinking late
Yeah.
80s, early 90s.
You're thinking of like TIE Fighter games and stuff like that, right?
Well,
like
and
X-Wings.
and point-and-click adventure games.
Yeah.
Like Day of the Tentacle,
But
Monkey Island,
You got to remember,
Maniac Mansion.
we're not as old as you.
I know.
You're an old fart, okay?
We're young bloods over
Look,
here.
Star Wars games to me
Yeah.
started on the N64.
Right, okay.
So
These aren't even Star Wars games. LucasArts did a lot more than just Star Wars
Oh,
games.
absolutely. I mean, what else did they do? They did.
I just told you Monkey Island.
Oh,
It's
okay.
one of my favorites.
Sorry, I thought you meant like they did more than just games.
Oh,
like
sure.
like board games and stuff like that.
You know,
That's what you made it sound
lots
like.
of cool video games.
I was really confused. Yes, they made a ton of awesome games.
Well, and you're a big Tim Schafer fan.
and I am.
And Ron Gilbert. And, I mean, they all worked hand in hand back then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, he is my boy.
It's true.
Yeah, me and Tim go way back.
We know this about you.
I would.
You met him once at PAX.
Yeah, I call him the T Man every once.
Right,
when,
okay.
when I'm really feeling it, I call him the T Man.
I love it.
Basically, Disney is reviving this studio, and that bodes very well for Star Wars fans because the thing is that EA had rights to all Star Wars games until the year 2020. That's when their contract was supposed to be up.
Yep. And we talked recently about how EA largely squandered those rights.
Yes.
Like, all we got out of this was Battlefront 1 and 2, basically.
Which were pretty awful games.
Yeah, nobody remembers or cares about that
No.
fondly at this point.
And so this is kind of. Does that mean that Disney is pulling the rights from EA, or are they going to let them finish until 2020? And then when that happens, LucasArts will take over and make games?
What I feel like, and I think they're doing, is they're just distributing the license to other companies and reopening
Yeah, I think you're right.
LucasArts.
I
Well,
think you're right.
EA currently has, I think, at least 2 Star Wars games in development.
Yes.
I'm sure they're not going to, like, pull the plug on those.
No.
Well, I shouldn't say that because they've pulled the plug on a lot of games over
Yeah,
at
I
EA,
mean,
but
Think of the open world Star Wars game that we were supposed to get
Yeah.
before they got acquired by EA.
yeah,
So
don't remind me.
So we'll see. I wonder if they'll revive some of those dead games that were pulled before LucasArts got shut down, or what's going to happen, and see if EA is going to continue making those games. Because remember, I think it was at the Game Awards. I don't want to say last year. I think it was the year before that. They announced that there was a Star Wars game in development.
Respawn. Is
Yeah,
working on
Respawn.
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and that would be published by EA. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. So
I'm wondering if that is still going to be a thing, or what's
Yeah.
going on with that, because we don't know. We
No.
literally just got an someone sitting next to one of the game developers and was like, "Hey, this is a game we're
Well,
doing.
we got
We're
the
Respawn."
title.
Oh
and
yeah.
then very little about what the game's going to be about.
Yep.
But haven't heard a word since then.
Nope. Do you think maybe E3?
Yeah.
I want to say they've actually said they're going to talk about it at E3 this year.
Okay.
Don't quote me on
I
that.
want to say E3,
I'm quoting you.
and then
All right,
I
fine.
want to say that there's a rumor about August.
Okay.
But
More info then?
Then again, it's just a rumor.
I mean, August is PAX season,
Yeah, and you know,
and clearly, speaking of PAX,
wait, Respawn's not busy with
Oh.
anything right now either,
No.
right?
yeah, yeah, of course. What's
I wonder if
Apex?
that would derail any of this. They probably have different teams working on these
Oh,
different
absolutely.
projects.
I
so-
mean, you got to remember, Apex was kind of a scrapped idea that, well, it was supposed to be Titanfall 3, and it was
Yeah.
kind of got scrapped into this little battle royale scrappy game that everyone just happened to fall in love with.
it took off for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
it did.
good for them.
Good for Respawn.
Uh,
Good for you guys making EA money.
I want to say I hope that we see some non-Star Wars stuff come out of the Lucasfilm games
Yeah?
coming back as well.
Oh,
You guys haven't played this stuff, but you
I'm
should.
I'm derived, dude.
What do you mean
with-
you're derived?
I need like actual good Star
No,
Wars
you'll get to the Star Wars
content.
games. I just want more than just.
He
the
wants
Star
like
Wars
Monkey
games.
Island and stuff.
I
too.
Okay, look at this. Look
I
at
do.
this.
Ron Gilbert's still out there making great games. Tim Schafer's still out there making great games. They made masterpieces back in the day that were published by LucasArts. I'd love to see some of those revisited. Plus, with Telltale kind of going away last year, there's a shortage of point-and-click adventure games right now.
You have a good
so
point.
I want to see them.
But you know what my point is?
Let's hear it.
Any energy put towards other games that aren't Star Wars isn't worth it.
Yeah. Well, you should be furious at EA then, right?
Well, yeah, they're disappointing. Right?
Yeah, right. That's true.
Delivering very poorly on our Star Wars titles.
I like Star Wars games too. Rogue Squadron, fantastic. And Rogue Squadron 2.
You want to know what's
Games are
funny
so good.
is EA didn't even have to try like super hard to make a good Star Wars game. They literally could have just taken the exact same formula that Battlefront 2 had, not put in microtransactions, and it probably would have been a really good game.
Yeah,
Like,
easy money.
I loved the whole space battle in Battlefront 2, and I played Battlefront, and I did
Are
play
you talking about the original?
Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah.
about the original Battlefront 2 with like for Xbox and stuff.
Yeah.
And I loved the space battle. I love the combat. It was awesome. It was fluid and fun.
If they took that exact same game and recreated it with like the engine we have now or the engines we have now, dude, I would have been in love.
Yeah, they could have literally just recreated that game, and I would have been A-okay with it.
Absolutely.
And they would have made money, and everyone else would have been okay with it too.
Because that nostalgia factor would have sent that game through the roof.
Yeah.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
What EA doesn't do, you could fill tons of books with. So let's not beat that dead horse
Fair
too
enough.
much.
Well, hey, can I bring up one more thing?
Please do.
Absolutely.
You know how we were talking about PAX a little bit ago?
We were,
And
yep.
then you interrupt me rudely?
I didn't want you to have a smooth transition.
Okay,
so-
fair enough. Well, PAX East is happening
Starts tomorrow.
tomorrow. But we did get a little something from Gearbox.
Teaser.
Spooler.
Just as a taste.
Well, I mean,
feel
they,
like.
they teased us for the first time about a
Yes,
week ago.
yes.
This is like a follow-up teaser.
And this is basically a confirmation, right?
well,
It's not.
of what though?
Yes.
Well, we know it's a Borderlands game.
We know it's Borderlands,
We
but
got-
we knew that from the previous
but
tease.
that's what we
That's
got.
not exactly
We got
true.
we got a trailer for a Borderland game.
There you
Not 3, not pre-sequel 2,
Yeah.
not 1.5, 2.5 remix. This is a trailer for something Borderlands.
And there's like a tagline with it too, right? Something about mayhem.
yeah, it said some mayhem will continue or something like that.
masked. Mayhem.
Masked.
Masked.
Is that a
mayhem.
reference to Handsome Jack? Maybe.
Maybe.
Huh. They did show a lot of characters from the franchise. I saw
Yes.
Sir Hammerlock, for instance.
I saw Angel.
Moxie had to be in there, right?
I
didn't
believe
notice
she
her,
was.
but-
I know Claptrap was.
Yep.
Angel was the big one for me
Okay, gotcha.
because Angel. Okay, spoilers to anyone who hasn't played Borderlands 2 for whatever
You're
ungodly
good, man.
reason.
Don't worry about it.
Have you played Borderlands 2?
Yes.
Have you beat it?
No.
It's fine.
Well, I'm gonna ruin it for you. Okay.
That's fine. That's okay.
Okay. So Angel, which is Handsome Jack's quote unquote daughter, was killed by Handsome Jack himself. So that's kind of a big thing. Is it just maybe just a statue and I'm reading too much into it? Is she going to be coming back? Are we going to like, here's the thing is I loved Angel as a character. She was fantastic. In the second one, everything about her I loved. Maybe it's just because she had like the one shaved head thing and I'm really into girls with that.
Skrillex
but
style.
yeah, the Skrillex style.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right.
But I really liked her character, and it was someone who I wish I could have like played Borderlands 2 with. Like you could play as Angel or something, because
Yeah.
she's a siren, so she can have her own power and everything.
Sure.
So I'm excited to see if maybe they'll bring her back, or if
Or
it
maybe
was.
timeline stuff. It could be before the other games.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I don't want a pre-sequel. I don't want a sequel to the pre-sequel. That's the
When did
sequel
the
to
pre-sequel
the first
take
and
place?
second.
The pre-sequel was between the two, right?
Yes.
What if this is way before the first one?
I don't.
Even? Who
I don't
knows?
want a pre-sequel.
Yeah.
I want what's coming next.
Yeah. Okay.
But we did see a bunch of other characters. Well, like you said, Sir Hammerlock.
Yeah.
Scooter's sister was there, which I don't remember her name, but she was like the really big one.
Yep.
Catch a
I
ride.
don't remember her name either.
Yeah, I don't remember her name. And
Ugh,
yeah,
Tiny Tina. Blech.
you don't like Tiny Tina?
Not a fan.
What is wrong
Not a
with you?
fan.
Tiny Tina's like the best part of that entire game.
It's a walking meme machine.
She is great.
Can I ask a question?
You can ask me as many questions as your heart desires.
All right, so this Mass Mayhem video,
Yes,
it's
hit me
basically
with it.
like they're going through. It's a bunch of 3D models, a bunch of characters and things
Yes.
from all the games.
It's like a statue.
It's like statues.
yeah.
But it goes through, and then in the end, it zooms out, and all these characters and different things and figures and symbols make up this
Psycho
face,
head.
This psycho head.
Yeah.
Does that like hint towards anything?
We don't know.
I think that's just like kind of the symbol of
The
Borderlands,
symbol.
other than the actual vault symbol.
But what
the
I'll
face
say
of a psycho
is-
is kind of the face of that game.
every vault symbol that we saw was upside down.
Huh.
Does that mean anything?
I
Are we
don't- I
reading
don't
too
know.
much into this?
I'm not familiar enough with the story of Borderlands. I've played them all, but I really just kind of skipped through a lot of the dialogue to play
Wow.
more missions.
Wow.
Sorry, it's a shooter for me, and the story was never amazing. I like some of the funny writing, but I never got too wrapped up in the storyline, the actual plot. You know, funny enough, the one game that really did focus on story and did it really well was Tales from the Borderlands. Did you play that,
No.
Scotty? It's really
I
good,
didn't.
and
But that's-
Handsome
that-
Jack and his story is kind
Yeah.
of a focal point in that narrative.
But
so-
that's the whole point of those Tales games, is that they are story driven.
but they really captured the style of Borderlands as well.
Okay.
The humor. Yeah.
See, when
It's
I
worth
Maybe I'll check.
playing.
I'm sure it's like $2 because
It
I'm
might
sure it's
even
not
be
worth
free.
Yeah, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But it's worth
what are you
checking
gonna say, Zach?
When I played them, I got caught up in like the open world and like the weapon upgrade stuff.
Of course.
Yep.
I just got caught up in it.
You get lost in
and
it.
that's why I really never beat it.
There's a bajillion weapons.
Mhm.
Literally that number. I don't even know if that's a number.
I like a kabajillion.
Yeah, a couple bajillion. So,
Nice.
that is a thing.
They just make up numbers.
Look, who cares? Just
Numbers aren't doing the job. So we gotta make new
throw
ones.
dumb guns at my face that shoot ducks, and I'll play your game.
That's the thing.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
Groomians and groomians of guns.
Honestly,
Stop it.
no, he's not even lying.
It'd be cool if like Gungeon,
Mhm.
they had guns with a lot more very specific,
Yes.
diverse
Yes.
elements.
I
you know?
really hope, and I'm sure they could. That is something they could easily do.
Yeah.
I think that
don't
would
doubt
be.
it. Yeah, they could totally ramp up the number of styles of guns that they have.
Why not let you combine guns?
Sure.
Things like
Just
that.
tape them together.
On it, dude, that is a super Borderlands thing to do.
Oh, yeah, for
like
sure.
that is absolutely Gearbox. Don't take that idea. I'm copyrighting it. So if you
Nice.
want it, you got to pay me a lot of money.
Hey, what if this game is a top-down twin-stick shooter? It's a Gungeon style game, but in the Borderlands universe. No, they wouldn't hype it up as much if it was
No,
anything less than a proper Borderlands
Yeah,
game, right?
I think they're ready to give us some more Borderlands.
Yep.
And I think
We're
they know
all
that
ready.
we don't want to seek like a pre-sequel. We want the sequel.
Yep.
Once again, I'm gonna go with the meme.
Yeah.
What if it's a mobile game?
Stop it.
What? The what?
You're a monster.
What if it's a mobile game?
Oh my dude. The way these past
Oh,
couple
man.
years have been going, I wouldn't put it past anyone to just make a mobile game because
What if it's exclusive to Stadia, Google Stadia?
then I guess we'll all have to get Google Fiber just to run it.
Yeah, and I will.
Oh man.
I
You'll get a-
really want to.
You'll get a line that's just like buried to your house just to get that
Do what you
internet.
gotta do, man.
I mean,
Whatever.
technically, all we'd have to do is bring over our controllers and then hang out with Brittin.
yeah,
That would require him to actually let us to his house, though.
I know he won't.
I don't
He-
actually have a house.
Yeah, I know. This house that you've been speaking so highly of, you don't even
It's
have it.
basically just 4 walls and a roof.
It's just a box.
Yeah.
He lives in a.
It's a gearbox.
Moving on.
Bringing that back
Moving on.
Yeah, okay. Let's
hey,
move on.
what do you guys want to talk about? Hit us with your best shot.
Brittin,
As
what do you got?
You guys know? Did you guys look through this, dog? You can know what my story
I
of
think
choice
I have an
is on
idea.
this.
Yeah.
yeah.
We got some big
Nintendo news.
Switch news.
Yeah. Who knew?
Well, okay, so we could call it news, and it's probably safe to call it news. But just to qualify this,
Okay.
this is a report from the Wall Street Journal. Takashi Mochizuki, we've talked about him before on the show. He's the Japanese tech reporter for Wall Street Journal. He wrote a story up about new Switch models potentially coming later this year, even.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't give dates or anything. Doesn't have that level of detailed information, but it sounds like we may be seeing some new Switch models as early as this summer.
So here's the thing. These are not brand new consoles, right? These
Right.
are like DS equivalent
They're
upgrades.
Yeah, they're iterations of the
Okay.
Switch, just
Yeah.
like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I was
Kind
gonna-
of, yeah.
yeah.
So it's also worth mentioning that Eurogamer, another reputable, well-known publication, has independently corroborated these reports.
Mm-hmm.
So they have said they've heard similar things along the same lines.
Okay.
And they took it a step further and they compared this skew, where they're taking the Switch kind of in two very different directions, to the 3DS. When the 3DS went both in the 2DS direction, like a kind of a simplified, dumbed-down version of the 2D or the 3DS, took out features like 3D, which is funny. You take 3D out of the 3DS.
My new 3DS was basically a 2DS. I never
Well,
used that thing.
And then the other end of that was the new 3DS, which
Yeah.
was a more powerful version
with a little joystick.
Yeah, minor tweaks like the joystick. And, they made efforts to make use of that power, but never really delivered on
Yeah.
it.
Xenoblade Chronicles was the only one.
Yeah.
But that's a massive game. So
It's true. But maybe that's an apt comparison for what they're doing here. So that's basically it. They're talking about two new models, one of which is going to be portable-centric, made just to be a handheld. It may not even have docking features, they're saying, and it'll play all the games you want it to play.
Cool.
And then they actually talked about taking Rumble out of that too.
I mean,
Specifically, I don't know why.
That's
that
why I
came out, but
imagine is them just shrinking it down,
Yeah,
removing the
maybe the
Joy-Cons.
Joy-Cons don't come off.
Yep.
I don't think
Yeah.
they'll shrink it down. The screen size is perfect the way it is, but I think you're right. Like I don't think they'll let you but I mean, there's so many games that you need to take off the Joy-Cons, I feel like.
Give me some examples. Well, Mario Party.
Yeah, Mario
Obviously.
Party. So you wouldn't be able to play Mario Party on
Well,
it.
I mean, think about it though. This is very specific. So if they're all gonna work together, obviously. So somebody with a mobile Switch,
Maybe
can
they'll
play with a
have-
normal Switch.
Maybe they'll have little strings attached to it that you can't take off and
That'd be annoying. Swing the whole thing around like nunchucks.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe
Bringing it back to the
Bring
Wii
back the
nunchuck.
nunchuck.
Yeah.
maybe it'll split in half and it'll have 2 screens.
Wow,
Stop it.
you're getting a little advanced there.
Worst idea all day.
I feel like I could break mine in half and do the same thing now.
Oh,
but
you absolutely could. I encourage you to.
dude, sometimes when I play Tetris 99, I feel it.
Just think about this, though. Pokemon is coming out later this year.
Yeah.
It makes sense to have a cheaper version on the shelf.
For kids.
For people that, honestly, I know a lot of people that only use it as a portable.
Yeah.
So people that aren't ever going to dock it to their TV and just want to use it as a handheld device, if there's a $200 option that will play all the same games, or at least the really popular games like Pokemon, I think it'll sell well. I think it'll connect
so
with
too.
the
You know
consumers.
what? I mean, I can imagine maybe even a little bit cheaper because they said they're getting rid of what they call HD rumble, which is vibration, right?
Yeah.
Which is the ice cubes.
And then
That shouldn't cost a ton, but I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I would
it's
say that
HD.
That's
You can
true.
feel the ice cubes.
Another thing they could
Bros, guys, friends,
that
if
they
you will.
that they could easily afford to take off of that thing and probably save a good amount of money is the touchscreen. There's very few games that use the touchscreen.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
you drop that feature, that's a pretty big cost.
You're also talking about
measure.
the hardware and stuff in it that allows the Joy-Cons to communicate with the actual console
Right.
itself.
Yeah, so you could take
get
out
rid
some
of
of
all
that
that
Bluetooth
stuff, and you're going
functionality.
to cut a lot of
What about the
costs.
camera?
That's true. There's no camera on the Switch.
No, there's camera in the controller.
Oh, on the bottom of the Joy-Con. It's a
Yes.
weird like infrared camera. It's not an actual
Still,
camera.
take it out.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, if you just take out all, I mean, you're exactly right.
So
Gut it.
150 maybe even?
Yeah.
That would sell like crazy.
Absolutely.
Launch it alongside Pokemon, a Pokemon version with, Pokemon emblems and junk on it.
Dude, they would fly off the shelf.
It
A
would.
Sword and Shield logo on
Look,
it.
we're writing this stuff out for you guys, okay?
I don't think we're the only ones thinking along
They're,
these
No,
they're
lines.
probably ready to launch, and we're just really, really far behind.
yeah.
Okay, but
They've already had them all boxed up for months
Absolutely.
now.
well, they
Yep.
have to be producing them if they're coming out this year.
Yeah.
That's why these rumors are coming to the surface. The one I'm more interested in, though, the one I would actually go out and buy day one probably
Yes,
is the
yes.
quote-unquote Switch Pro version, which would be more powerful, of course. And beyond that, we really don't know. But something closer to parity with the other consoles, with the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, would be awesome. If it allows developers to release most of the games that they're releasing on the other consoles day and date on Switch, I think that's a huge benefit for Switch.
So what do they do here? Like we just went through. They're gonna with the mobile one. They're gonna shrink it down probably.
Right.
All the good things they can get rid of to
Yeah.
make it better and lighter and cheaper. But how are they gonna make this better? Are they gonna
Better screen.
The screen's great, honestly.
But
Do you have
make
any
it-
complaints? Specific
Make
complaints?
it 4K.
It
Heck.
doesn't need to be 4K. Maybe 1080.
Yeah.
Because
probably
it's 720
1080.
as it stands.
No, I know.
On a screen that size, you don't really need it,
No,
to be
I
honest.
mean, honestly, you can't tell.
Yeah.
Like 720, like a 720 TV between like a 1080 TV, you could tell.
Right.
But on that little screen, it looks great.
it looks fantastic.
for 720.
You might notice a benefit from going 1080.
Maybe.
But beyond that, I don't think it's really necessary.
What else do you think it could have?
Maybe they put some guts in the dock so that when it's docked, it's running really, really well. It's possible.
Yeah.
But you want everything to have parity between docked mode and undocked
right.
mode. So you don't go too crazy with what the dock does, I suppose.
So your quote said one will have enhanced features targeted at avid gamers, though won't be as powerful as PS4 Pro. The second model is a cheaper option for casual gamers that Nintendo sees as a successor. So I think the one with more avid, I think it's gonna be more powerful.
Yeah.
So think
That's
about
the
it.
main thing.
Especially if
obviously.
a lot of people have the Switch right now,
Right.
and somebody that wants a better thing, a better console, wants more power, wants more capabilities, they probably have all the extra stuff, the controllers, the cords, all that, the Pro
Right.
controller.
Yep.
What if they just got rid of the Joy-Con attachments and basically had a giant screen, 1080p,
Giant. Bigger than the current Switch
bigger?
model?
It's basically
Huh.
just a screen with a stand. Connect your Pro controller or your Joy-Cons,
Yeah.
and that's what you have. But it's just more hardware.
I don't
there.
want them to change the form factor. I don't think the screen changes at all.
No?
I don't think the body of the Switch changes at all. You should be able to use all your current peripherals with the new model. So, like, maybe there's an upgrade path where you just buy the screen. You already have Joy-Cons, you already have the dock, you're just buying the new screen, and you swap it out with the one you have. That would allow people a cheaper option for upgrading, too. But you're going to have a lot of SKUs on shelves if you do it that way, because you would need all-in-one units, too, with the dock and with the
Yeah.
Joy-Cons and everything.
And honestly, I don't want another dock. You know, if I'm gonna buy an
Yeah.
upgraded one, I just want the hardware.
Yeah. I have. That's what I'm saying. It'd be cool if you could buy just the unit itself.
Yeah.
And everything else you already have still works. It's really nice having 2 docks, though. I gotta say,
You
if
ha-
you have multiple screens in your house.
You have 2?
I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I bought an extra one,
Okay.
and it's in the basement.
Is it third party or is it first party?
That's first party.
It's first party.
It's pricey. They're like $80 for the dock and the
Yeah.
power supply and all that. The other cool thing is you could take it on vacation with you if you go places.
Dude,
Pack one up, take it along with you. It's all still pretty
one of
compact.
the most amazing things with the Switch. I think it was like a month after I got the Switch. And it was like going on a little road trip somewhere. I was like, oh, I want to take this with me.
Yeah.
Packed it up.
Yeah.
Just packed it up in like a minute.
Yeah, it's nice.
So easy.
One other thing they could improve, battery life.
Mhm.
The battery life's fine. I use mine mostly at home, so I've rarely run into a situation where
Mhm.
battery life has been a problem for me. But a lot of people do use it on the go. And stop it, Scotty.
No, I'm sorry.
And
sorry.
having maybe 5, 6, 7 hour battery life versus the current 2 to 3, depending on the game you're playing, that's a big add for portability. So then again, if you're increasing the power, it makes battery drainage more pronounced. So
But that could also be a benefit in the newer, smaller, lighter one.
right, yeah, it may
Increase
be more battery
size
efficient.
and get rid of the rest of the hardware and then just make that thing last forever.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So there's a lot of possibilities here.
There is.
And I'm honestly excited for
We'll
it.
probably hear about it at E3 based on we're hearing that some of this could come out as early as summer. We'll probably hear about it at E3, and it'll probably just be a matter of months till it's on shelves. I'm excited about it. I'll buy the Pro. I mean, I'll say it right now. I've gotten so many hours of fun out of my Switch in the past 2 years. I don't feel slighted by the idea of buying a new one at this point and replacing the one I've got. Some people might. Some people might be annoyed that they're putting new, more powerful versions out already, but it's happened with every other console pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, they have like cloud storage, so it'd be an easy like swap over of
And you should just be able to pop your micro SD card out for downloaded games and just put it in the new one.
Put it in the new
Shouldn't
one.
be an issue. Yeah.
They made that thing easy.
They did.
I love the
They
Switch.
took
It's a lot
so
of
many
fun.
notes from their missteps with the Wii U and even the Wii.
Yep.
And kind of just improved it all across the board.
Yeah.
Would you guys buy either of these?
Yeah. I'd buy the hefty.
Yeah.
The hefty duty.
I probably would too.
Cool. I'm
Why
glad
not?
to hear that.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right. Cool.
I agree with you. I don't feel slighted. If they're gonna make a more powerful Switch, I wouldn't feel slighted by buying it.
Yeah.
I'd feel slighted by buying the same Switch with a different skin on it for brand new price.
Which Nintendo also has a habit of doing.
Which I hate.
They're releasing new
I hate
special editions.
Hate it.
Just don't buy them, man.
Don't tell me what to do.
Easier said than done.
Don't tell me
I
how to
know.
live my life, okay? Look,
I
I'm a
wouldn't
collector.
dare.
You're telling the wrong person not to do it.
That's true. You
The
got a lot of
only-
stuff.
The only reason why I wouldn't be slighted is because I don't think they would make exclusives just for the new consoles. I think
So
I think
what we have
maybe
to
they
go
could
on.
run games better.
Yeah, that's what
But-
it should be. It should be every game runs, but you have better performance, maybe better resolution.
Yeah.
The only example we really have to go on is the DS versus or the 3DS versus the new 3DS, and there was, like Scott said, there was one game that took advantage of it that you could only use or you could only play on the new 3DS. And I'm confident Nintendo learned their lesson from that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like they thought they were probably going to make use of that extra power more and more frequently, and just didn't. And so going forward, they're probably just going to talk to developers about optimizing for a few different models, a few different SKUs. Because they've already been doing it. I mean, developers, since the Switch launched, have been making 2 versions of their games, essentially. One that's optimized to run in portable mode and one that's optimized to run while it's docked. And it seems like it's going fine.
Yeah.
I don't think developers are complaining about having to do that. So you take that a step further and you have a more powerful version too. That shouldn't be a problem for developers.
I'm excited.
I hope not.
And this isn't it. This is my story.
Okay.
And then as long as you're comfortable with me moving on.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
No.
So
More
with
Switch.
a lot of people, especially Sony pulling out of E3,
Yeah.
I'm still excited for E3
Okay, cool.
'Cause
What are
this-
you most excited about?
because we heard Ubisoft
Yep.
is still in. We got all these different game announcements. We have possibly
Bethesda has a showcase.
Bethesda showcase. We might get a official announcement date for Cyberpunk. New consoles, like all this different stuff is coming up at E3, and also PAX as well.
Yep.
Dude, it's not dead. At all.
E3 is not dead.
E3 is not dead. The big game event of the year is not dead.
You know, big guys, big people pulled out.
Big
this year.
guys. Big guys.
Sony pulling out is huge. no matter how you dice it, because they've been around since the first one in 1995.
I'm not saying it's not big. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that, I thought maybe that was going to impact the show a little bit. But, I mean, I feel like there's still a lot there.
It'll still be an
It's
event.
still going to be a good show.
No doubt. But will it be a gradual progression where
More and more
people see
pull.
how it goes this year, and maybe it's just a little less of a spectacle, and then next year a couple more developers follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
Only time will tell. But you're right. I'm looking forward to it still this year.
Yeah.
So Sony, speaking of that, were you moving to a different topic? 'Cause
I had something, but it's okay.
There's something
It's
related.
fine.
Sony unveiled a new series, a new web series that they
That's right.
that they just started called State of Play,
Mhm.
and it's almost feels like it's kind of in lieu of
It's a
having a
rip-off.
presence at E3.
It's a ripoff
Of what? What are you talking
Shots
about?
fired.
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, yeah. And did you guys watch it?
I did not. I
I
looked at,
glanced.
it was 21 minutes. I
Yeah.
was like, no.
20-minute video.
Even though directs are like 32 an hour long, and we're like, yeah, we'll watch that. yeah,
Yeah, but it's Nintendo, man.
that's true. That's
So
true.
it was bullet pointed information. They went story to story. They even had kind of like a dashboard with blades on it and went from blade to blade. It looked very similar to Nintendo's recent presentations. It's just quick news piece after quick news piece, and they elaborate a little bit, give you a date, give you a little bit of a teaser. The content, unfortunately, in this first inaugural episode was not that interesting. A lot of VR. They talked about the biggest stories were No Man's Sky is coming to VR. Scott, tell us what what they kicked it off with. It was a little disappointing.
Iron Man
Iron Man VR.
VR.
Yeah.
Not Iron Man that could be like Spider-Man Iron Man.
Yeah.
But no, you have to have a VR to play this stupid game, and all you do is go pew pew in the sky.
It started out looking
I'm-
pretty cool. He's on a plane and he's talking to his assistant.
Yeah.
And then the plane gets blown in half. And
Yeah.
he's flying or falling down toward Earth. He calls for his suit, gets all suited up. You're like, whoa, what is this? What am I looking
Yeah,
at?
this looks really cool.
and then you
they
see
take
this
you-
weird first-person helmet cam view, and his hands are floating around in front of him, and he's shooting little
If there
hand
wasn't
beams.
if
at,
there wasn't a windbreaker on this microphone right now, I'd be hitting my head against
Oh, man,
it.
that bad, huh?
I'm so like this could have been an easy win for them.
Yeah.
Okay, Spider-Man came out. It was an amazing game. It was nominated for Game of the Year.
Yep.
It was Insomniac who did it, right?
Right.
Insomniac did an amazing job at this open world game.
Mm-hmm.
Put Iron Man in that.
Yeah.
That is an easy thing. You could literally take the same exact world.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Oh, you could go way bigger. Iron Man can cover huge distances.
No, but
you
what
know?
I'm saying is, like, you could take the same city that they had in Spider-Man, but put Iron Man in it.
Well, that'd be a little cheesy.
No, I know, but
I get your point,
You
though.
get what I'm saying, though. Like, this is an easy money printing machine.
Yeah, it would have been great. Well,
And-
let's not talk about what could have
I
been because
know.
it's not happening. At
We
least not right
remember
now.
we talked about this. I was very angry.
It was disappointing.
I was just like, man, what an easy like money printing machine they could have done.
That would have been cool.
But they didn't.
There's also a Five Nights at Freddy's VR game coming, which
Big
feels about
whoop.
5 to 10 years too late.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. Nobody's been talking about that for like the longest time.
No.
Some of the
Yeah.
first ever PewDiePie videos that I watched like 6-7 years ago were Five Nights at Freddy's. In fact, they're kind of almost what put him on the map. That's what he got popular playing, is
No.
horror games.
No, you're thinking of Markiplier.
I know what I was watching. I didn't watch Markiplier.
I'll tell
back
you, you're
then.
wrong. First
Okay.
of all, it was.
Ooh.
All right. He also
It was
played
Amnesia.
Amnesia. Yeah,
That's
those
what-
were like
that's what made him popular.
What was the one with the camcorder? You're looking through the camcorder all the time. You're like in an insane asylum.
I know what
Oh,
you're
I know
talking
you're
about.
talking about, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
shoot.
can't think of it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Dead Cell.
yeah. So a lot of it's not that.
It's not.
A
But
lot of VR in this presentation, which surprises me because we got a number recently. Sony has sold 4.2 million PlayStation VR units since launch. It's been a couple of years, but when you compare that to the 90 plus million install base for PS4 out there, not many people are buying this thing.
No.
So the fact that they're supporting it this heavily, it's great for the people that bought it. It's cool to, honor the fans and give them lots of content for this device that they invested money in, but they can't be making much money off
That's like,
of it.
what, 5 or 6%?
Something.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, roughly. And if you're putting a game out there that only 4 million people would potentially buy,
four people, only four
basically.
people.
and not all of those people are going to buy it, you have a very, very small pool of customers. So I guess it's cool that they're supporting this stuff, but it kind of feels like they're just throwing money down the drain by doing it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
I mean,
Yeah.
they can't just not make anything for it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could. That'd be kind of a slap in the face They could just cut their losses. But it's like the Vita. We'll use that as a good example.
Yeah.
Not a ton of people bought it, but they still continue to make games for it.
The thing is, Sony didn't. Third parties did, and indie developers
Yes.
did. Sony cut ties with the Vita pretty dang early. They released like a big Killzone game, a big Uncharted game right out of the gate, but within a year or two, you didn't see any big first-party games coming out for that thing.
That's true.
So Sony kind of left it out to die, but indie developers and especially like Atlas, Japanese RPG developers and stuff, were keeping that thing afloat. People still adore that system because of all that support.
It's fun.
But not because of anything Sony did.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's kind of sad because the Vita was a very fun system.
It's cool. Yeah.
But
I mean, the Switch, for me, has replaced it in every conceivable way.
Absolutely.
The Vita has nothing over the Switch. Like, none of its...
I mean, media.
What do you mean?
Movies.
Oh.
DVD shows, that kind of thing.
I guess.
Because people use it as like a multi-platform for everything. Games.
It's actually
and
huge
movies.
for emulation, too. It's easy to jailbreak that thing.
But I
guess.
get what you're saying, though. The Switch has absolutely surpassed that.
Yeah, and even in the eyes of indie developers, it has completely taken its place. Because Vita used to be the go-to place for indies. And they did really well there. One other funny thing on this, the State of Play thing, the day that thing aired, people were making tons of comparisons between State of Play and Nintendo Directs. The hashtag Nintendo Direct was trending on social media the day that State of Play aired, even though there's no Nintendo Directs anytime soon. It was just funny because of mostly negative comparisons that people were making between State of Play and Nintendo Direct. They made Nintendo Direct trend on Twitter.
So
that's really funny.
It is.
Did the State of Play, did that have like the charm that
it was so dry.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm biased. I love Nintendo, and I love the content they're talking about in a Nintendo Direct. But it was very, very stale delivery. It was just somebody with a sheet of paper reading descriptions of each game as they went through it. You could tell. Yeah, there wasn't much like enthusiasm behind it.
I mean, definitely in like a lot of the more original Direct when they first started coming out, they'd have like little skits and stuff like that.
Yep.
And those made it really fun. Yeah. Even now, like even though they're not doing that anymore because of like Iwata's passing and everything like that.
They've changed.
They're still fun to watch. Like you know, you have your music in your background. It's very cheery. Even the white background really just brings a lot to it. They're like, here's the developer of this game to talk about it. And,
but even
they just I feel like the sounds and the feel of it make it nice.
Definitely, but they keep in mind they've been refining it for years now.
I know.
Whereas this is Sony's first crack at it, so maybe it'll get better.
So even not being a super like Nintendo fanboy, even watching like the Directs,
they're fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're fun.
It has this feel. It has like this G4 TV, this GameStop TV feel to it. That's just like it's video game TV, and it's like what we know.
Yeah,
you know, it's so pleasing. Yeah, and everything about it, like Scott said.
It's true.
Yeah. You're exactly right. It feels like G4, like back in the day, like X-Play and stuff like that.
Oh my god,
bro, we could talk about G4 all day long.
Let's not. We'll keep it. We'll keep to the news.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, G4.
For me though, it's about the announcements.
Yeah.
In a Nintendo Direct, you never know what's going to happen. Anything could happen.
Yes.
And oftentimes
Very
they will
true.
completely blindside you with something insane. If Sony starts doing that from time to time, and we get huge announcements through State of Play, maybe eventually we'll be more excited to tune in for a State of Play. But we need to see some big stuff come out of it first.
Until they secretly drop Smash Brothers with the Inklings in it, I don't care.
On a State of Play?
Do you remember that?
Oh, that was so good.
Oh, I remember that because none of us expected it.
You jumped on top of somebody during that. We watched it
together. We were all
it
sitting
was
on
great.
the couch.
Yeah.
Dude, I was hyped out of my mind.
And rightly so.
Because
that was a great moment.
No one saw it coming.
Weren't we sitting here?
We were sitting right here.
Yeah.
We were
sitting right here on the couch.
Yeah, and I jumped on Dan.
Yeah.
And I like tackled you or something like that.
Yeah, you're just freaking out. This is chaos.
And then I
Chaos
made out with
erupted.
Brittin.
That didn't happen.
Oh, maybe.
Did you see me on my phone so you thought you could say whatever you want? I wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm still listening, man.
I thought I'd pull you out of whatever you were doing.
Cut that out.
Sorry.
So,
Zach, what do you want to talk about,
along with all the other millions, like 8 battle royales that we have.
I thought you said
There's a bunch.
Wait, you're like millions. 8.
He reined it in a little bit.
I reined it in. We got a new battle royale. Well, the Battlefield community got a new battle royale.
Is it out?
It's out.
Oh,
so
what is it?
Firestorm for Battlefield 5 came out.
Oh, okay.
And I say this is for the Battlefield community because it's not free. It's not a free game mode at all. It's not accessible. You have to buy the game. The game is on sale for $30. But it's good. I realize I'm a battle royale fanboy.
You like them all,
I like
kinda.
battle royales.
Yeah.
The tactics, and I played so many that the gameplay and everything is so different from one game to another that there's a battle royale out there for I think everybody besides you.
No, Tetris. I'm covered, man. Don't worry about me.
Oh my God, we're not
Don't
gonna-
worry
we're
about
not gonna
me, he
We're
says.
not going to debate that.
No, we won't because I'm right. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Yikes,
it's-
big mood.
So you have Battlefield 5 and you've been playing this?
No, I bought Battlefield 5 so I can play Firestorm. I have been wanting
You do
to.
not miss a battle royale,
I
man. That's
don't.
impressive.
I don't.
Okay.
And this is why I'm like, all right, you know what? Actually, I'm a fanboy because I bought a game just so I could play the battle royale.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play Battlefield 5 for a while. It started off with some issues. I was reluctant to buy it, and then I started thinking more and more about it. They've updated, and it's gotten better. But Firestorm out, I got it and started playing. It's good.
Nice.
It's definitely different. It's slower. It's very tactical compared to obviously like Fortnite or Apex. They all have their strategies, but it's very slower paced, tactical. It's beautiful.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It looks amazing. It probably the best looking game, hands down.
Wait, game or battle royale?
Battle Royale.
Okay.
Battle Royale looks amazing.
Yeah.
The sound design, the audio design is amazing.
They've always been great at that.
And then it's really scary.
Scary.
It's scary. Like you feel like you could die any second.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it looks so good. It's so realistic.
I'm gonna like not playing that game specifically, but I've played battle royales where I've literally jumped.
It's been terrifying.
Yeah.
Because like
There's a
someone
lot
will
at
just like
stake.
show up like randomly. I mean, a lot at stake, but
Well, a half hour, 45 minutes of your
let me
time.
paint this
That's
picture
true.
here real quick.
yeah.
So I walked in the house, I'm looting, right? And like hear footsteps outside. This guy comes in, all of a sudden like bullets just start flying through the walls, dude.
Right.
And this little gunfight breaks out in this house. You know, then like seconds later the guy is dead and I'm like looting the body, go outside to get killed.
Oh, crap.
And so like the game is so good, the engine is so good that the bushes there's shrubbery and there's life everywhere and there's so many places to hide and hills.
Wow, there's shrubbery.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's really good. It's really good.
Sounds awesome.
The only thing I have issue with is that load times is very slow.
Oh.
So it's very slow paced. Like the gameplay is slow. The time to get into the lobby is slow, and the time you spend in the lobby is slow. And then
From the time you turn on your system till you're in a game, what are we talking?
you're looking at like 8 minutes.
Dang.
8 minutes.
That's a
'cause
problem.
You have to. It's like a 2 to 5 minute queue to get into the game, and like a minute 30 in the lobby,
Okay.
along with the time to jump, looting. Yeah.
And then does a match last roughly the same amount of time as a typical battle royale? Longer?
No, it's about mid. So Apex is a really long. It's a really long game. Fortnite is relatively quick. It's like falls right in the middle.
Okay. Half an hour? Not
Less
even?
than that. I would
Oh,
say
okay.
15, 20 minutes maybe.
Okay.
And then the storm in this is a lot different. And I've heard other people say this as well, but I agree. It's scary.
The storm is scary.
The storm is scary. You literally
Why?
have a wall of fire
Okay.
that's like
It's
barely
called
towards you.
Firestorm, right?
That is destroying everything in its path.
Wow.
And you do not want to get
Did they try to
consumed.
explain it at all?
No.
It's just
I know.
there.
I think they do, but I think I skipped it.
Fair,
Like,
okay.
what more do you need to know?
No, nothing. That's
Nothing
perfect.
really. But
Wall of fire.
it's definitely a battle royale made for Battlefield players.
Okay.
A lot of people come from Fortnite, Apex that really like those games aren't probably gonna like.
So this is
Firestorm.
way more technical is the main
way
thing,
more
right?
technical.
This is more of a PUBG type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not super realistic, but it kind of goes towards the tactical.
It hits
realism side.
home for
Yeah.
the PUBG players.
Are vehicles a big deal in this game?
They are, but they counter that in a good way though. So they're loud.
Yeah.
Like the more powerful vehicles, so say tanks or that kind of sort, you have
Wait,
to.
there's tanks?
There's tanks.
What's
it's
the point
Battlefield.
then?
There's gotta be.
If you're playing a battle royale, I'm gonna just get in a tank and run you over.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
Hear him out. He
Okay.
says they balanced it out.
Okay, so they're loud. So vehicles are loud. You can hear them from pretty far away. And you hear a vehicle, and most people you get anti-tank weapons pretty frequently. So Panzerfaust, anti-tank grenades, grenade launchers, all these kind of things. You get them really early. So most people have them. So you can hear vehicles coming from, pretty far away. But say a tank, you have to access through a bunker. And so this bunker has 2 dual doors that you have to open, but you have to turn the wheels. But as you turn these wheels, there's a slow countdown timer and an alarm that blares. So
Oh.
you have to compare the risk between getting the tank and actually getting it, or somebody noticing that you're getting it and they're going to come over and kill you.
Can you have like multiple people open the doors faster or something?
Yeah,
like
if you
that?
say you have a squad, you have 2 people open it.
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
And then that's the big counter though. Say you have a squad with all Panzerfaust, you're
Yeah.
gonna take down a tank in probably one fight.
Got it.
Yeah, you're all
So
just
you
gonna hit
kind of
the
just
tank.
make a big target out of yourself if you get in a tank.
Yeah, there's pros and cons. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna be loud, but you're gonna be hard to kill. But
Right.
then again, if you go against an experienced squad, you're gonna get probably slaughtered.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's good.
Hey, can you rank all the battle royales for me?
Oh man.
Oh, man.
In your mind.
That's big. Can I do it quickly?
Yeah, just off the top of your head.
I'm gonna say.
Do you want to have a little moment to think about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. I read the story you posted about Squad. What is it called?
Squad stream.
Squad stream.
Squad stream.
And I wanted to kind of touch on it because this was something that Twitch talked about last year. I remember it was actually right when I got affiliated. They made a big announcement for a bunch of changes that they were bringing to Twitch. And this was one of them. And this is actually really cool because for someone who I would love to be able to play games with my friends, like who stream and stuff like that, and have their stream on top of it, on top of my stream. So basically what this feature is, especially for Brittin, I'm sure you didn't read the article.
I haven't. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it wasn't. That
Not
wasn't
my wheelhouse.
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus,
No,
but
okay.
it was like, it's just a small thing.
Yeah.
Basically what it is you can set up your stream, and then underneath your stream you can have up to 3 other people's streams as well. So you can on one stream have the main person you're watching, and then below see all the other people's streams, and you can click on it and have their stream come up.
Okay. This is picture in picture. TVs have been doing this since the 90s.
Yeah, essentially. But like, I mean, you gotta remember, like, this is live stream stuff,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of different factors in it.
Sure.
There was ways to do this before.
Couldn't you just have multiple windows open if you wanted to?
Well, you could do that, but I mean, like, you could actually have like a website that would take you to where it would show all these different streams side by side. But now you can do it
Okay.
right in Twitch.
I see.
I think that's really cool for someone like me because I like playing with my friends who also stream, and especially because we play games together a lot. So things like Dota and Terraria and stuff like that. You can have all the other people that I play with up on my stream as well.
I
So
see.
I think it's a really cool feature. It looks awesome, and I'm kind of just excited to see where it goes because I think it'd be really good for people who want to do like co-op games or want to do like versus games like
You
against
could
each
cheat
other.
with it in versus, though.
I mean,
You see where other people are on a map or
I
something.
mean, you have to realize that normally streamers won't have their own stream opened.
Sure. Okay.
They'll have like their dashboard open,
Yeah.
which is a different thing that you see versus like you who watches my stream see my stream. I don't see my stream. I see a white like a little box that has my like game and stuff going,
Right.
chat, and then a million other things going on at the
Oh,
same
okay.
time.
Okay.
So but I'm really excited. I really would like to use it. I actually would love to use it for playing against some of my friends in different games. I want to beat oh god, dude, I never get the name
Sekiro.
right. Sekiro, thank you.
Alright,
I really
yeah.
want to beat Sekiro and then get to the point where I can play against my friend to see who can beat it faster.
Can I? Can I
Just
interrupt real
race
quick?
each other. That game doesn't have any
Yeah.
multiplayer, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was listening to IGN podcast and they were pronouncing it Sekiro.
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 Yeah.
Se-
Anyways.
Se-
Anyway,
Sekiro.
hey, did you get enough time to think about your thing?
Dude, I'm gonna put Apex at number 1.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
Really?
gonna put Apex at number 1.
Which
Dang,
is
man.
kind of crazy because you were a big Fortnite player.
I was. The reason why I'm putting Fortnite at number 2
Mhm.
is because of the difficulty. The building is a big
Yeah.
barrier to a lot of people getting into it.
Good call.
Fortnite has gotten to the point where you have to either be skilled or you're not good enough, unfortunately.
Number 3, I'd probably put Pub, just
Okay.
because it's classic.
Yeah.
And then I'll put.
Got to give it its credit.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'd put it for. I know there's something out there, but I'd put Battlefield Firestorm's at the very bottom right now.
All right.
Just because it's new, there's no meta. It's so different. The gameplay is so different. The skill gap is so different. It's at the very bottom. But Apex,
Okay.
I would say, is number 1. I think they have kind of like the best of everything right now.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
problem is
Cool.
the longer the game is out, the better people get at it, and then it just becomes impossible for like a normie like me to play.
Absolutely.
Same with any
I was
shooter, yeah.
winning about like every day. You know,
Yeah.
a couple wins a day. Now I've won maybe once in the past like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the thing is that I get it, but I don't want to have to practice a game every single day just to get a win.
Right.
I'm not looking to become a professional.
Because you like to
Apex.
play lots of different games.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm a variety I was about to say variety streamer.
You're
I'm a variety
You're
gamer.
that too.
I am a variety streamer.
Yeah.
I'm a variety gamer, and I don't like to be bound down by one game. One game can't control my life.
Good call.
Thanks.
To add
Stay
to
strong.
the
My brother.
Yeah.
to add to the squad stream though, as a viewer, it's so nice because there's so many like top streamers that say, hey, let's play together.
Yeah.
You know, let's stream, let's play some, COD or whatever. And then you like say they take a break or somebody else is kicking off, you want to watch them. You have to completely switch streams,
Yeah.
Yeah.
switch chats, all that stuff. And then with this, I can just pop over without even leaving the channel.
Right.
That
That makes sense.
So
Not that a ton of people are still playing it, but Splatoon 2 would be a good fit for that. You could watch
Yeah.
a whole team simultaneously.
What's Splatoon?
Shut it.
Wow.
It's a great game.
Wow. Yikes.
Where's my Splatoon Battle Royale, by the way?
What's Battle Royale?
Maybe this year.
Oh wait.
Well, there's this game called Tetris 99. You should
Oh
check it
my
out.
God. Can we?
You forgot to put that in your list, Zach. Where does that fall? Number 2, maybe?
What Tetris?
no, I'm not even gonna. No,
You can-
absolutely not.
That's
You
what I
can
thought.
Are you
eat your
kidding
own
me?
heart out.
I'm serious. I'm
Hey,
dead serious.
can we take a I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to talk about news wise?
I don't care.
News wise. Can we talk about
Talk about whatever you want.
Sekiro?
Sekiro?
Yep. Yeah.
That's the one.
I have been playing this game a lot since it came out, and I am loving it.
You've been mad a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Souls game. What do you expect?
Yeah.
So we've talked about this game before a little bit. I know you, Brittin, were really excited for it.
I want to play it. Haven't gotten it
but
yet.
you haven't.
I haven't yet.
I don't know
was
why.
hoping Redbox would get it, and I could just check it out. Because
No.
I know it's very different from a Souls game.
Yes.
I know visually it's very different, which is kind of one of the things I like most about Souls games: the atmosphere, the enemy, the diversity of enemy types, all the cool weapons you use. And this game's very different in all those regards. So that has put me off a little bit, but I hear nothing but good things. So what are you loving about it?
It's a different game. So here's the thing: it's very different, but it's very much not. When you first gain control of your character, which he's known as the Shinobi, you immediately feel like you're playing a Dark Souls game.
Okay.
The movement, the feel, the controls, everything about it screams Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But when you actually play the game, it's hard. And I'm not talking about like Dark Souls is hard, but this game is really hard because unlike Dark Souls where you can get a ton of different weapons and smash your face into literally any boss and win for the most part.
Maybe.
Enemies, areas, things like that. Not all bosses, but a good chunk of them. Like I know there was one point in Dark Souls 3 where I got this one overpowered weapon where I was able to just chunk down bosses so easily. Like it was.
I will say if you get all heavy armor and big two-handed weapons, you become a tank.
Yeah.
I don't like playing that way because it's so slow.
This game
but-
is not like that.
Okay.
This game, you have to not only focus on attacking your enemies, but also blocking your enemies.
Yeah.
And there's just a ton of things going on because you got to look for openings. You gotta parry right, because if not, you're done.
Right. Parrying's huge, right?
Parrying is huge.
Like
in
you
this
can't
game.
just roll out of the way of
No.
all these attacks.
Nope. There's a dodge mechanic, but it's not a roll. It's more of a dash.
Right.
And it's rough.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a hard game.
I have, and you, both of you guys have seen me
We've witnessed this.
multiple times just absolutely want to bang my head into the ground until blood starts to come out of my ears.
That's intense.
Yes.
There's a lot of blood in this game.
There's
too,
a
isn't
lot.
There?
Oh my God. This game is
Fountains of blood.
fountains of blood. But I'll tell you what, as any Dark Souls game is, once you beat that boss, it is sweet.
Oh yeah,
sweet
you cannot
honey.
stop.
Yeah, it's A+, the best feeling.
Tell me about the progression in this game. I've seen skill trees and stuff, which
Yes.
I've never seen before in a Souls game.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like equipment is a big emphasis in this game.
Yes and no. So
Okay.
there is equipment. Essentially, you have like this shinobi prosthetic, and this shinobi prosthetic can be equipped with different items that you find in the world.
Okay.
So you can get like a heavy axe that'll do really big damage and make enemies not stutter, but
Stagger.
Stagger.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you. You have shurikens. You have fire like blasts.
Is that magic? Is there straight up magic in this game?
No, it's like it's like gas or something
Oh,
that comes
okay.
out, and it's just like it's fire.
Okay.
And everything switches on your arm. So if you switch to something different, it'll show on your arm what it is.
Okay.
Um,
So you always have a katana, right?
Yeah,
And this is kind of like a secondary weapon then?
yes,
This other thing?
I believe you're able to get new weapons eventually. I haven't found any yet.
Okay.
But the thing is that you can't always use this thing. You have to basically collect symbols that allow you to use these secondary abilities that you have.
Okay.
So you can't just like go through and smack a bunch of people with the heavy axe a ton and
Sure.
stagger them until you win.
It's essentially like mana.
Yeah, exactly. It's like mana. And you're very limited on your like healing items and things like that. And bosses, from what I don't think I've gotten to a quote unquote boss yet.
Yeah.
I've gotten to very, very incredibly difficult enemies that feel like bosses, and they have multiple health bars.
Right.
So even when you think you're getting close, you're just getting one thing done, and after that, it's like a whole nother phase. So
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of different phases for different enemies and stuff like that, and it's hard.
Like in true Souls
in
fashion.
true
That's how
Souls
it works.
fashion,
Yeah.
it's very difficult. Zach,
Sounds awesome. Zach's freaking out.
I know
about
Zach
something.
is freaking out. What are you freaking out about?
Dude, this could be such a good trivia, but I really want to ask it right now.
Okay.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we're almost
Can
done.
you
Okay.
sit on this for 5-10 minutes?
Dude,
What? No, more like
Not
like
even?
1 minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess it's trivia time. Then.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm done talking about it. I'm really happy with the game. I think
Yeah.
you guys should buy it. I'm not super
plan
far
on it.
into the story.
Whoa, man.
Well, can you calm down
Dude,
for
I'm
a
so
second?
excited.
Give us 30
I'm so
seconds.
excited.
Basically, my main point I'm trying to make is Brittin,
Yeah.
buy it.
Okay, you know I'll love it. 'cause
I
it's
think you will
from,
like
and they're
it a
great.
lot.
Yeah. Okay.
The skill trees do kind of take a little bit to get used to, because not only do you have like attack abilities, but you also have like parry abilities too that you
Yeah.
can get.
I
but-
watched you looking at the skill tree menu, and then
Yeah.
you like tabbed right or something
And
and,
then there's
found a whole nother
another
tree.
tree.
You didn't even know it was there.
Bro,
It's a
I
fun
was
moment.
It was mind blowing.
Yeah.
I think you would like it. Like I said, it feels like a Souls game. It acts like a Souls game, but is absolutely its own game.
All right.
So
Yeah, cool. Good pitch.
Thanks.
I'll play it
That's what I like to hear.
some year. No, soon.
Oh my
soon,
gosh.
hopefully.
It's
very
scary.
soon.
Yo,
It's scary.
what is?
Sekiro.
It's secure.
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty
Sekiro.
spooky. The game's pretty spooky. So
very
All right.
intimidating.
it's
I like
fun
that too.
The thing is like I said, you can't just go face bashing into it. You kind of got to rely on a little bit of stealth too.
Yeah.
It feels almost like a
Did you play Bloodborne? Because Bloodborne changed the combat up dramatically.
I
too.
haven't played Bloodborne. I have it, but I've seen a ton of speedruns and stuff of
Yeah.
it. So I know exactly what you're going with
Right.
it. This game is, think of it like a Metal Gear Solid game.
Weird. That stealthy, huh?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
But like
I'm intrigued.
You can clearly go through the game without being all stealthy.
Okay.
Also, there's a grappling hook. Continue.
Yes.
So
Sold.
Sekiro just came out on the 22nd,
Yes.
Yep.
I believe. And it's still early, but we already have speedruns in.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What do you think the fastest speedrun
Oh
is?
my.
That's a good question.
That is a really good question. Okay.
Dude.
I'm gonna base this on how Souls games have shaken out in the past. People get really good really quick and find ways to skip entire portions of the game.
Which you can absolutely do, by the way.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. I'm sure you can. I'm gonna say 3.5 hours.
Okay. All right.
It's relatively new. The problem is I don't know how long the base game is normally.
I know.
So it's
You're
kind of
taking
hard-
a shot in the dark. You know about how long Souls games are, though.
I know.
Usually 50 hours your first playthrough.
And I know pretty well about a good standard, like, if a game is new, speedruns are going to be really long.
Both of the first and second spots came in today.
Oh wow,
I'm going to say 4 hours and 30 minutes.
3.5, 4.5.
But, but like I said, I don't know the base game time, so it's kind of hard. But I will tell you that you can absolutely skip massive portions in the game without even trying. I did it, and I didn't even try.
And often from games are pretty breakable too. People will
Yes.
find ways to get into the geometry of the levels that they're not supposed to get into. And with the grappling hook, you can probably go many places you're not supposed to
And
go.
this is in your percentage. It's
Any percent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that cuts down the number significantly.
See, but
stick
now
with 3.5.
now I want to watch one of these because
Not yet, dude.
I know.
There's so many fun surprises in these games. You got to do it
I know.
all the way through on your own Steam first, and then you can
Maybe
watching
then maybe I'll
playthroughs.
become a speedrunner.
Do it, dude. That'd be
fun.
so cool.
I've dabbled with Souls games in the past. I got really, really good at Dark Souls 2. I beat it probably 8 times. My best run was about 4 hours,
Wow.
which, I mean, the first time through that game, 60 hours.
You're really
so getting it down to 4, I felt really good about
That's
that.
crazy.
You're really good at Spelunky. I think you should become a speedrunner
That
at
was
Spelunky.
a no glitch run too. Speedruns in Spelunky are hard, man. The best I've done, I got the Speedlunky achievement, which is beating the game in under 7 minutes
Hey.
without any shortcuts.
Hey,
And I was able to get that. So about 6-7 minutes is my best.
I think you should keep going at it.
You have to get really good with the teleporter. That's the tricky part, and that item still
Spoilers.
confounds me.
Spoilers.
I'm no good with that thing.
Anyways, well, hey, that is gonna conclude this episode.
62.
Is it?
Yeah, 62.
Wow.
In the bag.
Six- in the
62 in the bag,
That's the name of the episode.
and 62
I
in
already
the
have a
bag.
title. That's why I was laughing
Fine.
earlier.
All right.
Wow.
Can't wait to see what it is.
Very excited. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
As always, don't forget to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
Reddit.
What?
We have a
We have a subreddit.
I feel like
Video Game Pharmacy.
Yes.
And then don't forget to check us out on iTunes, all Video Game Pharmacy. You can find us anywhere. Tweet at us, give us a like, rate us on iTunes,
Review
all that
us,
stuff.
rate us, please.
Hey, what else are we? We just got on something.
I mean, we're on what is it?
Wow.
It's not anything really big. It's
It doesn't matter.
It's a chat statistics website.
Yeah.
I thought it was like an actual like. You could listen
we're
to our
on we're
episodes.
on Listen Notes. So if you don't have iTunes or if you don't have an app, you go to Listen
Google
Notes.
Play too. I saw
Google Play, we're
Yeah,
on
we're on
there.
Google Play.
It's awesome.
Dude, we are getting places.
Yeah.
Let's
This
not
telling
say
yourself
that because then there's expectations.
Oh,
and-
you're
and,
right. My
you know,
bad. You want to keep them real low.
Real low.
true.
Anyway, guys, as always, don't forget to check us out on all the social medias
Thank you
at
to-
Video Game Pharmacy.
Yep.
And then also thank you to nwczradio.com for letting us use you guys' studio. We freaking love your face.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And as always, Brittin,
See you guys
Zach,
Bye bye, guys.
and I'm Scott, and we will see you guys next week on The Pharmacy.
later.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
The pharmacy is now closed.